1. To know oneself is to forget oneself. 2. Philosophy begins with wonder. 3. Act out your nature fully. Embrace what is necessary. Reject what is unnecessary. 4. Life is a complex web of interconnections between ourselves, others, and the world. Each impact affects the others. 5. The moment one awakens to the wonder of life, one is elevated to a higher level of consciousness. 6. The world is not something that is graspable in isolation, but only in relation to certain fundamental concepts. 7. The ultimate aim of life is not knowledge, but action. 8. In a living spirit, the superficial distinctions of good and bad fade away. We come to know that the opposites in life are equally valuable. 9. The individual is not the end, but rather the means for the realization of the universal. 10. It is only by losing ourselves that we can truly find ourselves. 11. Philosophy is not a mere mental exercise. It must be put into practice as a way of life. 12. The world can never be fully grasped by rational thought. It is only in experiencing reality that we can truly come to know it. 13. To live is to experience. To experience is to be in the world. And to be in the world is to participate in the creative act of being. 14. The self is not an isolated individual, but is inherent in the very fabric of reality itself. 15. We must strive to break free from the illusion of ego and recognize that ultimately all things are one. 16. Reality is not fixed, but constantly in flux, and we must embrace this constant change in order to truly live. 17. We must strive to live in such a way that our actions are in harmony with the natural order of the universe. 18. The highest form of knowledge is that which leads to action. 19. There is a beauty to the world that can only be experienced through the open-minded wonder of a child. 20. The universe is not a collection of separate objects, but a single, unified whole. 21. The fundamental nature of reality can never be fully known or explained through language or reason, but only experienced through direct perception. 22. The most important thing is not what we do, but how we do it. 23. We must recognize that the world is constantly in motion, and that true wisdom comes from embracing this dynamic flux. 24. The true meaning of life lies not in achieving personal gain or success, but in finding ways to help others. 25. The self does not exist as an isolated entity, but rather emerges from the interdependent relationship between the individual and the world. 26. The universe is not something external to ourselves, but is part of our very being, inseparable from our consciousness. 27. The search for truth requires the willingness to confront our own limitations and biases. 28. The self is not a fixed entity, but is constantly in flux, evolving and changing in response to the world around us. 29. We must be willing to let go of our attachment to the past and embrace the present moment in order to truly live. 30. True freedom does not come from freedom of choice, but from the ability to act in accordance with our true nature.